like to talk about the box office.
Yes, and hold on while I pull that up, it is kind of nice to have some numbers that aren't like directly catastrophic to report. It's been a rough year for the box office compared to
Yeah,
last year, which we were like, man, that's such a rough year for the box office.
yeah. Just well, when you have a strike and everything gets pushed back or delayed, yeah,
Yeah, it seems like the scuttlebutt is that the studios basically said, okay, you want to strike? Congratulations, we're now force majeuring a whole bunch of products that were greenlit during stupider times.
yes.
So as far as major releases, the only one that came out last weekend was Twisters, which I was not expecting this one to put in any numbers because it
Yeah.
seemed like so many of the big bombs we've been having this year where it's like, hey, remember that movie from 30 years ago? No, not particularly. Well, we're making a sequel to it anyway. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've actually never seen the original Twister, so I can't really Twister. I can't really comment on it. It looked. I just remember seeing the commercials for it and thinking it looked really stupid.
Yeah, I remember watching some reviews of it back in the day, and all I really remember from it is, wasn't it Bill Paxton in it?
Yeah, Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt.
And some really awful advice for actually surviving a twister.
Yeah.
But and it's still doing well in the midst of the week. Now, I, how was okay? Without seeing this movie, how was this possibly more expensive by like 50% than a movie with Godzilla and King Kong as primary characters?
I don't know. Either they used different CGI people, or I mean, I don't think it has bigger name stars in this one than Godzilla Kong.
Well, it does have one star who we keep noticing in places. It's that guy who is in what do you call it? In Maverick as the seemingly minor character who keeps popping up in other things that we review.
Oh, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yeah. I think he's I don't know that he's going to be like quite leading star material in the same vein as like a Tom Cruise in his height, but he's definitely making his presence known in Hollywood.
Mm. Well, let's hope he's more like Chris Pratt and less like Pedro Pascal.
That's right, yeah. Or for that matter, I'm kind of tired of seeing both of them. It is
Yeah,
interesting how if you're an actor, you simultaneously want to be in as many things as possible, but if you're in too many things too quickly, people stop being able to see you as a character and just start seeing you as you.
yeah,
Now some people can turn into this skid and get a Nicolas Cage type career, where people will go to see the movie just because it's them, no, because they know it'll be an amusing performance.
yeah.
But yeah, so $200 million movie made 81 million domestically its opening weekend. As of just shy of 2 weeks, we're looking at 156 worldwide. Now, I have a feeling this thing is about to get a little bit stomped by Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Although it might be different enough? Question mark.
Mm. Yeah, and Deadpool and Wolverine's rated R,
Right.
so that you
I think
might
this
have a
thing is
little. I think it's PG-13,
yeah,
and
PG-13.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, now, meanwhile, Deadpool Wolverine is probably going to have minimal impact on some of the rest of our top five here, considering that numbers 2 and 3 are Despicable Me 4 and Inside Out 2,
Hmm.
which, for reference, that and this is just kind of astounding to me. Inside Out 2 in the United States has exceeded Godzilla X Kong New Kingdom or New Empire's total gross back from March in the late fall, early summer movie season.
Oh wow. Well, yeah. The kind. I mean, I guess more people want to see kids movies than monster movies.
Also, they released some of these movies too stupidly early in the year,
Yeah.
but that's neither here nor there. Rounding out the top five, we got Long Legs and A Quiet Place Day One, which is Long Legs. What was this one? Oh, okay. FBI discovers occult clues. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Long Legs was Nick Cage, I think, right?
Was it?
I think
Let's look
so.
at it.
Well,
I guess
it's
cast and crew is over here.
yeah,
Yep,
Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage as Long
Legs.
Legs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Silence of the Lambs kind of.
Oh, that's right. I vaguely remember hearing about this one.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the top 10, including I think it's interesting how the numbers. It's like they'll say, okay, we'll report your box office, but you don't have a seat on the council if you don't make more than $1 million in the time frame.
Yeah.
Because we got Fly Me to the Moon, which, oof, that 65% drop off of an already small box office.
Ooh, yeah.
Uh, guys, you
Uh,
can't spend that much on a rom com anymore.
yeah, especially one with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. Although I would imagine ScarJo's paycheck was probably bigger than Channing Tatum's.
I mean, that $100 million budget had to come from somewhere.
Yeah. Man.
Um, then we got Maxine, The Bike Riders, and Horizon and American Saga.
Oh, that's what is that? I'm trying to remember.
That's the Kevin Costner cowboy movie,
Oh yeah. His
which
passion project that he quit Yellowstone to do.
which really seems like it should have just been a TV show from everything I've
Yeah.
ever heard about it.
Yeah, and apparently the last like 5 or 10 minutes of it is just a preview for the next movie with music over the playing in place of the sound.
Which apparently they were going to launch the second movie in August, and then saner heads prevailed when it didn't make all that much money, and they said, okay, let's give this thing a little bit of room to breathe before we launch the next one.
Yeah, yeah. And it wouldn't it all surprise me if the next I think there are four of them, and the next two will probably be straight to streaming.
Most likely. Might even end up selling them to Netflix to try to make some money off of it.
Yeah,
But overall, the box office is definitely looking much healthier. I think we're kind of seeing what like virtuous cycles where if you go to the movies and enjoy yourself one weekend, you might just decide to go the next one.
hmm
So, like again, Twisters, I'm shocked that it's made as much money as it did, and I have a feeling that if it had been launched, like imagine if it and Godzilla X Kong had swapped release windows, I think that Twisters would have been an enormous bomb in that time frame.
Oh, probably. Yeah, yeah.
Considering how many seemingly unasked for sequels have littered the box office graveyard the last couple of years.
Yes, and of course in November we've got Gladiator 2. Talk about a sequel no one asked for.
Well, I mean, apparently every time Russell Crowe gets an interview these days, he has to tell people, I have no idea about that movie. My character died, remember?
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah. But
but
yeah. Yeah.